Welcome to the Pushing the Cushion podcast with Slim Pushins and Corby Sherb. For all your local and national sprint car updates, news, opinions, driver and team interviews, and behind-the-scenes insights and stories, I promise you've never heard. These two have no idea what they're doing or why they're doing it, so give it a try. If for no other reason, you'll be able to make fun of them for it. And now, from the Rutherford Team Studio, please welcome Corby and Slim.
All right. Welcome to the fourth episode of Pushing the Cushion. We got an awesome guest for you tonight, guy chasing a dream. As always, I'm Slim Pushins, and my co-host here, a guy that's a two-time rehab graduate because of his cosmic brownie addiction, Corby Sherb.
Hey, everyone.
And the guy over there in the producer's booth that's not supposed to talk or be seen, Hollywood Jim Gardner.
But yeah, we got a super special guest that I think that this is, I don't know if it's the American dream or just the racer's dream, like truly chasing something that not many people that I've ever met, and I've raced my whole life, and not many people would do this and just truly go across the world to chase something, and it's Wout Hoffmans.
Welcome,
Thank
Wout.
you guys for having
Thanks
me
for joining
on.
us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You've heard some of the you listened to Ryder LaPlante's episode. It's pretty low key. Not many rules for Corby. Corby has no rules. But we appreciate you coming on. I do want to get into how are you 20 now, 19?
I'm 19.
And you came over here from the Netherlands at 16 years old,
Yeah, that's right.
just chasing a dream.
Chasing a dream. That's basically it.
How hard was that?
It was scary at first, to be honest. I probably don't like to admit it, but I was pretty scared at first because I only knew maybe 2 or 3 people out here that I was going to be around. And it was, yeah, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. And like, it was just me, my race gear, and a suitcase full of clothes, basically. So I didn't really have a way back either. So it was pretty scary at first.
I mean, I'd like to think that I'm pretty adventurous, but I guarantee you I could have never ventured just chasing a dream like this. And you've had some great success over here, and we'll definitely get into that. What did your parents, obviously they're behind you, because if they weren't, you wouldn't be over here. How did that go? How did that conversation go? Did you ease into it, or did you just start packing bags?
Well, they were actually here with me when I got offered the opportunity. So they kind of looked at me and I just kind of smiled at them. And I don't know, they've never really said no to anything I've wanted to do. Like, if I want to do it, and I got to put in the work myself. So they're like, if you want to do it, go for it. But I don't think they thought it would be for as long as it has been and as long as it's going to be. Like, the first period was for 3 months. So I think maybe they thought after that I'd get homesick or miss everything back home and probably never come back to America. But sorry to tell them that I'm not coming back anytime soon.
What
Yeah.
was it? What drew you over here? What made you just jump seas like that?
Well, so like obviously social media is big now, and I always saw sprint cars and NASCAR and like just everything about America on my phone and YouTube and all that. So when I was, I think, 7 years old, we went on a family vacation to Florida to Daytona Speed Weeks, to the World of Outlaws at Volusia, and then we went to East Bay to the non-wing at Bubba, and then the Daytona 500. And I think at that age, I was still too young to really understand it all. But we came back when I think it was either 14 or 15. I think it was 14. And I was my dad always loves this story. I was really a couple weeks before, like really getting into it, and I knew who all the drivers were. Like I would stay up like all night to watch the races the year before. Like I remember watching the World Finals in Charlotte, and it would be like 6 in the morning, and the A feature would be rolling out. And my parents would like wake up to go to work, and I'd be sitting there in front of my computer just watching the racing all night, no sleep. But that's just, I just loved it. So we came over that time when I was 14, and the first time going to Volusia, like you had to stand in line for the pit passes. And like I remember my dad always tells me I ran out of line to go up to the gate, and like this lady had to hold me back because I was wanting to look at the cars. Like we're a little late. We just got from the airport and they were doing engine heat, and I was so excited to see all the drivers and see everyone that I just ran past the whole line, and then I had to obviously go back to get my pit pass. And but just I don't know, just the racing's badass, and just the country is really cool. So I guess those two family vacations really got me hooked on it.
Is
What
that what you did? Did you grow up racing dirt? Did you grow up racing at all?
I grew up racing like on road courses and go-karts basically. Like I wouldn't say the path to Formula One, but kind of like that. That's how almost everyone starts racing in Europe. And my dad's always raced on the ovals, like asphalt, and the stock cars back home. So that's always what I was going to do. And that's what I started doing when I was about 11 or 12. I got into the oval stuff on asphalt and dirt.
Is that I was up with my daughter at 3:30 in the morning Googling you and racing in the Netherlands and England. Is that the Brisca F1 or F2? What's that called? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, my dad always had a team where he had a driver that raced the Brisca F1, which they're I guess the 410 compared to what I race was kind of the midgets. Like we had 4-cylinder motors. That's the Brisca F2 that I raced. And then when you have like the junior class, like the big guys from when you're 16 years or older, you can hit. Like we have massive bumpers on our cars, and like it's kind of a push to pass deal. Like you can hit each other going into the corner, move them out, and you're up the inside. So the junior
It
class,
kind
you
of
can.
looks like the cars kind of look like the K1 speed go-karts. Just they're like midgets with then the rails all the way around the wheels, and you can just body people up. It looks like something right up Kerbo's alley. Is what it looks like. Kerbo, I
We
think
need
you would
to
dig it.
we need to get him
there's
in
a
one.
joke in there somewhere. I'm game. It's going to require a big seat and a different seat belt.
I'm cutting the
I've
racetrack and
seen
cleaning you out.
Yeah.
I've seen bigger people get in them.
Corby wants to race me so bad, and he's going to do me so
I don't
dirty. It's
I
not
don't
even
want to
funny.
race you. I want to crash you.
Yeah. I'm sorry to cut you off. Keep going there, Wout. We
Nah,
want to learn
you're
more
good.
about the stuff we don't know.
Yeah, so when I was 11, I got into the junior class, which it's the same deal, same cars, you just can't hit each other. So I guess it's kind of safer, but after a couple years, that got pretty boring for me. I kind of started dominating and winning everything. So when I was 13, my dad, so like the stock cars race in England and then the Netherlands. So we'd go over the pond, as we call it, to England to race the F1 when my dad raced back in the day. And they have got a junior formula there, which are like, I guess the Mini Coopers, but like space frame Mini Coopers with bumpers around
Okay.
them. So they're a little slower, but the kids can hit. So when you're 10 years old, you get put in this car and you can get absolutely destroyed. So it was always a dream of mine to race that. It's also a junior formula. It's from 10 to 16. And I always wanted to race it. And so my dad bought one of these cars because we're kind of getting bored racing this stuff back home. So I did that for, I was going to do 2 full years, but due to COVID, it ended up only being 1 full year. So that's also kind of where I learned a lot of my speaking English, was going over to England for a whole year and doing all of their races, the whole point season. I think we missed maybe 3 or 4 races, but that's probably one of the most fun years of racing I had, is racing the junior class in England. And then they're just basically sprint cars with massive bumpers on them, and you just smash the heck out of each other.
So what It's like I said, it sounds right up your alley, Kerbo. But
I
what
like what I'm
were the
hearing.
what were the tracks? If people wanted to go on YouTube and find, like, what would you search in YouTube to go find a video of what you're talking about?
A good track is King's Lynn, and then that's in England. And then in Netherlands, we've got a track called Raceway Van Ray, and it's a really good asphalt track. It's got a big half-mile NASCAR track around the outside of it, and the Euro NASCAR went there a couple of years ago too. It's a cool facility.
Okay, cool.
What is that? What you were last racing back home before you made the leap over here?
Yeah, the last thing I raced was the F2s. When you turn 16, you can go into the higher class. So I raced that for 3 months with the adults, and then I moved out here, and I haven't really raced. I did maybe 3 or 4 races since when I came back every now and again, but not really raced since then.
So then now we're to the American part. I mean, did you come over here on a hope and a dream? Did you have something lined up? Did you know, like you said, you knew it was just a couple of people around?
Oh, do you have time?
Yeah, well, we got
Yeah,
plenty of time.
we're on the internet, man. We can
We
go
make
all
the
night.
rules. We make all the rules.
Nice. So when I came over when I was 14, I met Darren. You obviously all know Darren.
Yep.
A super great guy. He was on a all tour with Wayne Johnson. I had I always call him my brother. It's a younger guy that helped us out on the go-kart stuff. He came with us and he is super technical. So he was wanting to learn all about the sprint cars and how they worked and all of that. So like it was like probably like noon. We sneaked into the pits to like go look at the people doing maintenance. So it was just me and him, and like they wouldn't let you in. So we like walked across the track through like a back gate and then like over the infield to go look at the sprint cars. There was Wayne's team was there, and Darren was obviously there, and there was no one there. So I guess they kind of had to talk to us. So we started talking, and Darren was super cool, and we talked for a couple hours, and then they started clearing out the pits for the wristbands check. So Darren was like, "Well, come up in the lounge, so y'all just don't have to get out." So we went up in the lounge with him and just really started talking to Darren, and Darren's super cool, and he was like, "Well, you want to come race over here?" So I was like, "Well, heck yeah!" That's like I never even thought about that happening. Like that's a dream. At that point, it was still unbelievable. So I came over here to run the Tulsa Shootout in 2022 to 2023, that winter. And I ran Cooper Miller's car, the 5C, when he was still running with the Dacus crew. So I did
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
And then before that trip, I talked to Darren about where he's going to stay because Darren was the only person we knew. Like we'd only talked to Darren for a couple hours that day at Volusia, like over the phone maybe.
Yeah.
But I was like,
So
where are you staying?
Darren is Darren. Yeah, Darren is Darren Robinson. He's the crew guy for Ryder LaPlante. Is how we got to know Wout. Is we're buddies with Wout, and Darren is a longtime crew guy over there on the 88R. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, we call him Cupcake too, since Volusia a couple years ago. But
That's gonna bite us in the ass.
so I get to talking about Darren about hotels and stuff, and he's like, "Well, I'm staying at my buddy's house in Broken Arrow. Like, I'll ask him if you can come stay there." So we were able to stay there, and that was Adrian Burial. Staying with Adrian, like towards the end, I ran the shootout, did okay, ran only restrictor, which is probably the worst decision I've ever made. I wish I ran more classes because I've never done
that's a tough week.
so much. Yeah. I've never done so much waiting to get like 5 laps in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ended up being like 2 spots out from making the A, which I didn't know like what that meant really. I mean, I know there was a lot of cars, but we all had fun. Like my whole family was there. So towards the end of the week, we kind of started talking to Adrian, and he was like, "Well, do you want to come over here and come work on my sprint car team?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I do." So he was like, "Well, come over here for like 3 months this summer, and then we'll see where it goes from there." So I was graduating high school like before that summer. But like kind of stayed in touch with Adrian and just kind of like I didn't know how real he was because it's like a pretty big deal to have someone from the other side of the world just take him into your house, not really knowing him. So like I guess I sent him like a text a couple months before and I was like, hey, like, is this gonna happen? Like, can I book my flights? And he is like, yeah, come on down. And I was like, all right. So booked my flights and the day after I did my last like test on school, I didn't even like knew if I graduated yet. The last test at day after I flew out to America as soon as I could. And like I ended up graduating and the whole graduation, like where you walk across the stage and stuff, like I did all of that over FaceTime. Just because I
Nice.
wanted to get out here so bad.
Awesome.
So I stayed with Adrian those first couple 3 months, and after 2 weeks of working on the car, like his driver had to go fishing, so he was like, "Well, you want to drive the car?" And I was like, "Well, I guess." Like I had all my gear with me, like I didn't know what was gonna happen, but let's go. So my first ever time in a sprint car, I never fired the car, never did anything. We go to Thunderbird in Oklahoma. And thinking about it now, I have probably had no business being on that track. And it
Isn't
wasn't, it was a,
Thunderbird like a big half mile?
yes, super big.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even, it was in a 305, but we were racing against the 360s. So that's probably even dumber. But like, I didn't know anything. Like, I had zero clue what ASCS even was, like who the people I was racing against were. Like, I had no clue. So I was like, well, let's go. So got in the car, fired up. Like, I made my laps. I didn't get lapped or anything like that, which I thought was, think about it back now, it's pretty good for a 305 on a half mile. So we ended up getting rained out during the AMA and as a thunderstorm was coming through. So I could like feel the air pulling on the wing, which is the craziest thing I've ever felt, probably in a race car. Like I was weaving down a straightaway, but like everyone else was too. I was like, what am I doing wrong here? But it was just a massive thunderstorm coming in. So the next day we go to Creek County and it was with ASCS again. And I felt pretty good, but like still didn't really have a clue what I was doing. And I somehow end up in a redraw for the feature and I started like fourth in this thing. And I'm at 305 and obviously at Creek, it doesn't matter as much, but it's my second ever sprint car race. And I'm starting like in the front of this field and I'm like freaking out. Like something's going to go wrong here. So I ended up, I was running like 10th maybe and like it overheated. So I pulled in. But that's basically how it all started. And ever since then, I ran Adrian's car for almost 2 years, did some 305 stuff, some 410 stuff with the Outlaws and High Limit, Power Eye. And that's how my story started, basically.
What's your favorite if you got to choose to drive for the next 2 years? What would you prefer?
That's hard to say. I don't feel like I ever got a real shot at the 410 deal just because I got in it way too soon. Like I had no business being in a 410, but when you get that opportunity to go race with the Outlaws in Charlotte, like it's really hard to say no to that. So I'd want to run a 410 again in a different car just to see, first of all, what a different car feels like. And I think for a real shot at it.
Charlotte's
you've
wild
also
anyway. Charlotte is beyond round.
Yeah. Yeah. I had no business being out there. I realize that now,
and that
but I didn't at the time.
was the
Who
Outlaw World Finals too. I guess it would have to be. That's the only sprint car race they run. Yeah, that's ballsy. That's
Yeah,
really
just
describes
show
ballsy.
up, just show up and just start cruising.
Woo!
who
All right.
describes a track like that?
Just,
What,
just
part?
round.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Dude, there's zero straightaway there.
Just round.
It's beyond round.
It's round.
That's awesome.
So
No, like truly, you show up over here and just like things start falling in your lap, things just start happening, and next thing you know, like you're saying, like you're at World Finals.
Yeah, I have had a lot of luck and met a lot of good people along the way that just randomly I meet and they help me out. And that's how I ended up where I am now. Like, I didn't have anything over here. So it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. And I've needed every person that's helped me to get here. I've needed their help because would not be here if it wasn't for them.
Yeah, but now you're doing a lot of stuff with Johnny Boland, Johnny B.
Yeah, I was kind of getting tired of racing the 17 car and some stuff that was just I just wasn't really enjoying racing that much anymore, and I knew
Hmm.
I had to make a change. Talking to Johnny, I ran Johnny's car at the shootout that year before and made the A main in my second ever shootout. So I knew really liked Johnny and what he's doing. So I always kept talking to Johnny, and he'd always wanted me to drive his stuff some more. And when I told him that I was wanting to leave and looking for something else, he was like, "Well, I got a room for you, so come on down." So first he was like, "Yeah, I got to talk to my wife to see if she wants a foreigner to live here." And I was like, "That's fair." So 5 minutes later, he calls me back and he's like, "Well, come on down." So Ryder's mom actually picked me up in Bixby and I packed all my stuff and came out. First went to Ryder's house, but then came to Johnny's and straight away got to work, got to racing, working on the cars, and it's been one of the best. It's almost been a year now, and been one of the. it's been the best year for me in America, and probably the best year in my life. Just the stuff I've gotten to do, and Johnny's really smart, and I really enjoy working with him. I don't. I hope he doesn't listen to this because if he hears me tell him that that he's smart, his head's gonna be so big.
No, he's super smart. He's fast too, and Johnny B's been around for a long time. He's a great dude. That's cool. That's cool that that seems to have come together for you too.
Yeah, his stuff is incredibly good in the micros and even at the Chili Bowl. I mean, the guy's never touched a midget in his life. First time touching a midget, he puts a car in the finishing fourth in a prelim and puts it in the prelim or in the A main on Saturday. So
Yeah,
he's something else.
yeah.
That's a great segue into talking about the Chili Bowl. Made the feature. What was that?
The
Your
Saturday night feature, like
both
the big
well,
show,
the
the big
qualifying
show.
feature and then the big show feature. Yeah. How was that? Your parents got to come in. They were. I've talked to a few people about you preparing for the show here, and I was told that your parents came in for Chili Bowl. I know this year.
Yep. Yeah, they try to come every year for the shootout and Chili Bowl because it's kind of down season with the business back home with Christmas and New Year. So they shootout is really the down season for them, but then they try to extend it 2 weeks so they can stay for the Chili Bowl too.
Were they as excited as you were that you
Oh,
made the feature?
they were just like me. Like it was all like a dream. Like I was actually watching back the replay 2 days ago, and like I got nervous. Like when we were rolling around before the A, like I got like a feeling in my tummy, like just nervous. And the craziest thing is, I wasn't nervous during the night itself. And like I told Johnny, like I've never felt this before. Like I'm so calm. Like I don't know why, but like it's crazy.
That's a big deal. I mean, that's a huge event.
It's the
Yeah.
same, because what you know and or didn't know about America, you come over here and you say that you go to Volusia and to Daytona. You say that you raced at Charlotte. Just how massive the shootout, how long the week is at the shootout, and then just how big the Chili Bowl is here.
Yeah, I've always loved the Chili Bowl because that's like the one event that I first started watching of like American
Hmm.
racing. And it's a week long and I would stay up every single day until 7 in the morning. And I'd have to leave for school at 8 in the morning. I probably would get an hour of sleep or no sleep. And then I would get home from school, sleep some, and do it again the whole week. And I don't
That's
know, that
cool.
Chili Bowl means a lot to me because I think before I ran it, I watched the 3 previous years. Like I watched the year that Larson won it 2 times in a row, and then when
Yep.
Thorson won it. And
Yep.
I think the year after that, CV won it, and was my
Mm-hmm.
first one there.
Yeah.
That's
So
got to be
yeah,
so surreal. After telling us your story and sneaking into the pits, and now all of a sudden you're bumping wheels with these people that you were staying up all night and late to class watching.
man, I've got pictures on my phone of me at Volusia. Like every single driver in the pits, I took a picture with, and I probably
As
got
a
2 or
as a
3.
kid,
Just an absolute fan.
Yes, and that was a year before I ran with the Outlaws.
Yeah,
So that
right.
was
That's so
pretty
wild.
close.
10 months later, he's in a heat race with them.
Yeah.
That's
Like
awesome.
the Chili Bowl was a surreal moment for me. Like I I broke down during the interview after making the big show on Saturday, and like I don't know, it was just like it all come together and everything that had happened made sense.
people love that. People love the emotion, and it's so raw. That's when I met you and you and I talked at the Outlaw show. I told you, I was like, man, you've got a great story, and we would love to have you on the podcast just because it's so different uh than everybody else's path to
I don't even think
where
it's
they're
just
at.
that, dude. Yeah, truly, like just getting started with your story. The the heart that it takes to do what you've done already. Just showing up over here, not knowing anyone other than Darren of all people, and just as where you've made it now is uh, truly a lot of people's dream.
It's still my dream, and I don't think I'm finished yet. Like I always want more. That's just a competitive person that I am. But like every year, like this is going into year 3, I think 3 or 4, and every year has been better. Like I've done something that I think is cooler than what I did the previous year. And obviously, it's going to be really hard to top making the Chili Bowl A main, other than finishing on the podium or winning it.
Right?
But uh, hopefully
I don't
this
know.
year we
Even if
can
you
do.
won at the shootout, even if winning at the shootout would be pretty big.
I've always said if I win a driller, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be something for the history books after the checker, because I'm getting excited talking about it now. Like that building means so much to me because it was my first ever race I ran in America, and that's the first ever races I watched. So like I get excited talking about the shootout in Chili Bowl. It's the best 2 weeks of the year by far for me.
I'll
Then
agree with that.
then you could use your driller as a hat rack like Ryder LaPlante does.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd do that. I'd probably get a nice glass case for mine so it doesn't get any dust on it.
That's awesome. Like the Super Bowl trophy or something.
Yeah.
What w- uh, still staying with the topic of you coming over here. What's tell me some of the adjustments when you got over here. What are some of the things? Is there anything that comes to mind that surprised you about living in America
I don't
other than the
know.
drinking age?
Yeah, I'm not happy about that. But uh I don't know. Like I always thought that people were, I don't know, back home everyone is like you can go the one thing I hate, I'll tell you this, is that you need a car to go everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like back home, I get on my bicycle and within 5 minute radius of my house, can go to the supermarket. I can go anywhere. Like and especially like you can only get a driver's license when you're 18 back home. So like I had to have people drive me everywhere, and it's really annoying. But other than that, I don't think so. Like I've already been on vacation here 3 times before I moved over here, so it wasn't that bad.
I think that's what people will never understand is like how dependent America is on vehicles and all that stuff, because every person I've ever met that's from overseas is just blown away at how you live in a housing addition and it'll still take you 20 minutes to get to even like the closest fast food place.
That's
Yeah, I don't.
Kerbo's house.
Yeah, try to get to Kerbo's house. It is horrendous.
I don't.
You'll
Why
get
does
stopped by
this?
trains.
Why does
It's
this
not
always
even a
come around to
mile
me?
it's not even a mile off the highway, and it'll take you 20-25 minutes to get to his house.
I hate it.
I'm gonna give
Yeah,
you that one, Corby.
it's awful. Yeah. I
Well,
was
I'm supposed to get my
like,
driver's license here soon, so I might have to show up sometime.
You'll
that'll be
have to
good.
cruise over to Kerbo's house because you'll just turn around. As soon as you make it to the railroad tracks, then you have like a half mile left. You'll just turn around and go back home.
Hey, wow, when you go get your driver's license, will you please take a picture like with that big poster board of like I'm getting my license that all like 15-year-olds take their picture with over here?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I was looking up this morning, just trying to learn something about you, and it was like I texted Kerbo. I was like, I could literally drive my commute to work every day is literally driving from Wout's hometown to the F1 track in Zandvoort, which is on the other end of the country, and
Yeah,
it's a
it's
2-hour drive.
tiny.
Um, it was a big culture shock when I moved down here too. You know, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Cincinnati, and um, you know, it's got 1/10 the population that this area does. So it was a big culture shock for me to be like, where did all these people come from, and why does it take me forever to do anything?
They they put chili on their spaghetti up there. If that tells you anything about,
You
We
don't
do,
have
and
to
it's a
talk to me about
delicacy.
food.
we're
I'm
gonna get into food. We'll get into food.
no, that's not good.
So at the outlaw race, I was asking like simple things that I figured that you would like, that you're not really a fan of. You told me there are 5 things. I've heard rumors that you will go to Saltgrass Steakhouse and for your meal will be French fries.
That did happen the Saturday before the outlaw race.
There was nothing else on that menu that you would eat, like dino nuggets or nothing?
Don't like chicken nuggets.
What are the 5 things that you'll eat?
Mainly hot dogs, plain, nothing on them, just meat and bun.
Okay.
Pepperoni pizza, French fries, soft pretzels, and I think there's I don't know. That's the main 4 things. And other than that,
4 food groups.
I like all kinds of ice cream. Uh, actually, like we've had Jeffrey Newell driving for Johnny quite a bit lately, and he took us to this place in Tulsa called Tokyo Garden, this hibachi place,
Yeah.
and he had me try a steak. Like he was like, "You're gonna try a steak." I was like, "Well, all right, I guess I will." So I like steak a little better now, and I tried a little bit of steak from Texas Roadhouse last week as well, and it was pretty good. So I might have to start trying some more steak here.
You got to advance your life.
And it's just
If
easy being able to walk into a restaurant and know what you're gonna get. I hate having to look on the menu. Like I hate having an option.
But this is Texas, man. You got to eat steak. You got to eat a lot of ground beef. Lot of beef, period.
no Tex-Mex, wow.
I don't even know what that is.
No Mexican food. No Mexican food.
No, I like the chips. That's about it.
Just
Mexican places do have great French fries, by the way. I've never had a bad French fry at a Mexican place.
French fries are hard to mess up. Wow.
They're pretty easy to mess up. I've had some bad French fries.
Are they still called French fries in the Netherlands?
No, they're called different, but you can call them French fries if you want to.
What do they call them if you were going to order them back home?
Frietjes.
I'm sorry?
Frietjes.
One more time. You got to get hit me one more time.
Frietjes.
Geeches.
Skeeches.
No, with an
Are
F. Friet. Yeah,
Speeches.
something like
Are they
that.
prepared the same way? Are they like fried potatoes?
Yeah, they're the same thing. That's
This
probably
is
why I
That's
like it,
wild.
because it's pretty close to the one from back home. Like you can get a burger back home and a burger here, and it's not the same. Like French fries are the same here or there. Like it's hard to mess it up.
So when you order French fries, what are we dipping them in?
Mayonnaise.
Okay. That's going to
It's
gross
going
a lot of
south.
people.
It's
That's
going
going to gross
south.
a lot of people out, but I've done it.
Ask
I'm out.
Ryder LaPlante. I got him onto it. He loves it.
No ranch? You even tried ranch?
Nope. No ranch.
You've never even tried ranch.
I've tried ranch. I don't like it.
It's going this bad.
Speaking of Ryder, he was one of the ones that I reached out to get a little background, and
Oh, that can
I
be
was
good.
told that I needed to ask you what happened in Volusia with the vanilla ice cream, the vanilla smoothie or vanilla milkshake.
I'm still mad about it,
From
man.
what happened?
So you need the backstory. So we're leaving Ryder's house at about, I think it was like 2 or 3 in the morning to drive to Volusia. So we drive all day
That's-
and night.
With one driver, super trucker
does.
only.
Yep. Super
Yeah.
trucker rips. So we get to the hotel about Thursday at like 6 in the morning. So we go to the room, we sleep for 2 or 3 hours, we'll shower, and we go to the track. We race all night. So after the night, we're all tired. Like we haven't really ate anything other than gas station food in a while. And we're going to McDonald's. So I'm pumped. I love McDonald's. I know a lot of people don't, but I love it, especially their milkshakes. I was really excited for this milkshake. So we're walking through this drive-through because the big black obviously don't fit through there. So we're walking through this drive-through, and I order my
That's the
milkshake.
truck.
The semi truck, big black.
Yep. Kevin's first love, because I think Amy is probably his second one.
Right?
It's
So
probably a pretty good.
yeah, we're walking through this drive-through, and I order my shake, and this guy says he can't make no shakes. And he says the machine's broken. And I go, look behind you. The machine is running right there. And Kevin and Ryder and Darren all start laughing. And I'm like, I see the machine running right there and make me a damn milkshake. Like, I wanted that milkshake real bad, but he didn't make it. So I'm still mad about it.
That's the story of McDonald's life in America.
It's
is it's
hit
broken.
and miss. Always hit and miss with McDonald's.
I hate it.
You gotta hit up Brahms.
But you say gas station food. You say one of your like main course of or main meals is hot dogs. I mean, you always can score some roller dogs.
I love me some Love's roller dogs. When Kevin pulls into Love's, I get excited. They pulled this trick on me on the way home from Florida, where they pulled into a gas station and I'd been sleeping. It's like 4 in the morning. And he goes, come on, Wout, we're at Love's. Get your roller dog. So I jump out of the truck as excited as I can be. And we're at like a Pilot's. And they don't even have roller dogs. So I get pissed. So I just walk out the store and go back to sleep.
No chips, no beef jerky, nothing. Just roller dogs.
Just roller dogs and a Red Bull. It's usually my gas station order.
There you have it.
God.
There you have it, folks. That's the secret to Wout's success.
That's how you make the chili bowl, roller dogs and Red Bulls.
Jeez Louise.
What about superstitions? Are you superstitious?
Big time.
Yeah.
Give me some I would put you up against Corby, but let's hear your superstitions.
Okay, I listened to an episode where you talk about Corby's superstitions. I'm not that bad. But
Very few are. Very few are.
if I have like a certain pair, I've got a lot of pair of gloves. If I wear a certain pair of, like the gloves I wore at the Chili Bowl, I got to wear them every race now until something goes wrong.
Understandable.
I feel like that's fairly normal.
Yeah, it's not crazy stuff, but like if I have like something in my pocket, like I accidentally leave my phone in my pocket. I did that once. I accidentally left my phone in my pocket, which is pretty dumb, but I did really good that race. So now I got to have my phone in my pocket every time until something goes wrong. And if it goes wrong, my phone can come out and stay in the trailer.
Yeah.
Until they think you're getting text messages and signals.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll be a little worried about that. There was a phase for 3 months where they were all religious about checking wrists and phones and all that in car. And then they're like, all right, never mind.
Under green flag, if I had time to pull my glove back and read my watch, we got bigger problems.
Go
yeah, no
hide.
way.
Corby's too worried about me telling him to keep digging.
We did. I
But
remember the first Mike talking about drive with your phone. I probably shouldn't even say this out loud, but the first Mike Melton Memorial 305 race, we went out and qualified, and I had a can of lippers in one pocket and then my phone in the other. And I get down there, and Kerbo's trying to yell across the racetrack what place I was in, and I was like, "No, man, we're good. I had my phone. I already had the results pulled up.
nice.
It worked.
Can't do that, man.
You
It
never
worked.
knew. You never knew what you were going to get with Corby in a race car.
See, that's what I
Pretty
like
basic
about
standard.
working for Ryder. You know he's gonna suck in qualifying. So he's
It's
gonna be
wild. I don't.
yeah.
That leads right into my next question. This is from Ryder himself. Is Ryder ever happy on race day?
No, absolutely not. He's always in a mood. It's even worse after qualifying. Hot laps is the worst because he feels like shit because he's just making laps by himself. Qualifying, it's mediocre because he knows himself he's gonna suck. So I think he's just gotten to terms with it. After the heat race, it's good because it usually goes like 69th to like third in a heat. And then he'll start like 20th in the main and he'll finish in the top 5 or top 10. So after the main, it's usually all right. But yeah, it's pretty
It's
bad.
wild, Ryder, he kind of wears it on his face real badly, and he does really good job in the car about not being an emotional person. Like, what about you during the race? A lot of times, like, Ryder is someone, like, if I bumped Ryder before a start, it's just gonna fire him up. Are you the same way, or are you the opposite of that?
I think I can say I used to be really bad. Like, I'm a very emotional person anyway. I would lose my shit. Like, at the shootout, I did something pretty retarded. I don't know if I can say that on this podcast, but I
Absolutely.
Don't worry about it.
did something pretty dumb and absolutely smoked someone else and for the final transfer spot, and it was in a heat of the moment deal. And I mean, I want to give myself some props because the move worked out great, but it probably wasn't the smartest thing to do because I ended
It
up
would
getting
work great.
disqualified.
But if it would have, if you'd have hit him, if you'd have let off the gas, a tenth of a second before that, and you just bumped him rather than hitting him, then it would have been the greatest move of the week.
I think if I would have let off the gas, I would have never got to him because I barely clipped him, and it was
Yeah.
a bad deal.
Well, for the record, I watched that replay about a half dozen times today, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I saw flames. I saw you let off early. I'm going with that story.
I let off after I got to the top of the track. There's about a 2-foot flame coming out of my exhaust. That's the first time I lifted.
But it's the difference of making your week and your week sucking. So if you got a shot, you might as well take it.
The shootout this year was a perfect example of me getting in my own head and being an emotional person. Started the week, I was great. I won all of my heat races, one from third, one from fifth. I was sitting great. Qualifier day, I just put way too much pressure on myself to do better than I did the year before and absolutely ruined both of my or all 4 of my qualifiers. And then I was in 3 B mains and absolutely ruined all 3 of my B mains too. So yeah, that was a great end to the shootout. It still
No
gets
more
me
phone.
wound up.
No more phone?
No more phone in your pocket? No.
No more
Threw it
phone,
away.
no. Absolutely. I threw the gloves away that I used.
It's wild how how you can do that, and it's not like being overconfident. It's just like putting the pressure on yourself to do better than what you did before, and continue to chase that. And there's times that it'll just swallow you up, man. I call it a lot of times. It's like quicksand. The more you move and the more you wiggle, just the deeper you fall into that.
Man, there ain't no one putting more pressure on me than myself. Like, Johnny puts so much effort and he does a lot for me. So I want to perform when I'm driving his car. And then my parents are over here, which is the only race of the year that they're over here. So I don't want to make them think I suck. So, like, it's probably the
You're
2
coming back home. You're
weeks.
done.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening. But I put a lot of pressure on myself to do good, and because I know I can do it, and especially after like doing it once, like once I've won a race in a micro, I'm like, all right, I can do this again now. And then if you don't do it, that sucks.
I gotta say though, even at your age, all that went on for the shootout, you took it on the chin. You gave the interviews. I know you had there were a couple of podcasts and different things that you were on. You know, that's it says a lot about you. You made a mistake. You owned up to the mistake, um, and moved on. You apologized.
And
You
then
know,
10
Yeah,
days
I
later, you superhero it into the biggest race of the year, A main, and it's a great redemption story. And I think everybody who had shitty things to say online, for the shootout, kind of ate some crow, and we're like, all right, you know, um,
yeah, I
Because
it's
needed
I
good
that
to
to
think that,
see.
happen
And
at the Chitty Bowl.
yeah,
yeah, because
I mean, I
there's a
thought that
lot of people who'd have been in your position that would have done the same thing, you know. And it's not that you were being
exactly.
malicious in it. You were doing, like you said, you're chasing a dream. You're trying to do your job. This is essentially how you pay your bills is racing and racing good and having a good name for yourself. And you just, yeah, you know, just that little too much.
Yeah, no, I definitely needed to do something cool at the Chitty Bowl to make up for what I did at the shootout. Like, that's why I felt so weird about not having any nerves at the Chili Bowl. I guess because I'd never really done anything at the Chili Bowl, so it's just like I got nothing to lose. Like, it'll probably be worse this year because I'm gonna feel like I have to do it again.
Yeah,
Right.
it
I didn't
might
want to
be.
speak it out loud, but I mean, yeah, there's the
I'm gonna pick you in my
self-imposed.
pool, by the way.
Are we going with fresh gloves this year?
I don't know. I always get a fresh pair of shoes, gloves, and suit for the Chili Bowl, but I might just have to run
Yeah.
every single thing I ran last year.
Yeah, we have a chili bowl pool for every night's feature. And Jim, how many are on there? 13
Yeah.
people?
There's quite a few
So
this
there's
year.
there's the big chili bowl pool that thousands of people, are in. That I always get my butt kicked in, so I quit and I started my own. There's a dozen of us that did the
And now he
shootout and
gets
the
his
chili
now he
bowl
gets his
together.
butt kicked on that
Yeah,
one.
now I get my butt kicked in that, but at least it's only my buddies. But yeah, so we bet essentially on the Saturday night main events of the shootout, and then we bet um, every main event during the Chili Bowl. We just do it all via text, and it's a fun time. Um, but yeah, we'll
So
pick you in the
yeah,
pool next year. You
wow,
can't pick the
before you
front row. We got some rules. There's bonus points for picking a hard charger and try to make it interesting. But
Well, I was on
it's
the
fun
front
so
row
yeah,
time.
this year, so you couldn't have faked me.
no, we couldn't.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
But yeah. And it's as much fun betting on 7-year-olds
But yeah.
The
all day
junior sprint
Saturday.
race. The junior sprint race usually
We're
decides
waiting
it.
for another Ryder LaPlante Chase Randall showdown.
Yes. You
That's
haven't
right.
lived until you hear a bunch of grown men cussing 7-year-olds because they jumped the cushion.
Oh, that was
That's cool,
fun.
man. That's a wild 3 years. It's just a wild span of even just you starting your racing career. Like you said, your dad did it, and next thing you know, you're standing at Charlotte, and then
That's a
as
wild
of
story to
right
me.
now, and it's going to be a lot more things with you. The pinnacle of sticking it Saturday night at the Chili Bowl, and you and Johnny B have a great thing going on right now, and I know that's what you guys are really focused on this year. What else is there for Wout?
I'll be running my micro a lot, obviously, with Johnny. I've got gonna run Chase McDermott's midget sometime this year as well. That was gonna happen a couple weeks ago, but obviously I wasn't here because of my visa issues. So gonna do that sometime this year, and then that's about it. I'll if anyone wants to put me in a car, that I'm run anything with four wheels and a steering wheel. So I'll probably go racing with riders some on the weekends that
Hmm.
they need help. And if I'm not racing, because I enjoy racing with them, they're a great family. And like 2 weeks in Florida, I make memories for life. It's a blast. We have
For
a good
sure.
time.
Yeah,
Well,
they're great people.
I can tell you that we have tens of listeners, and anybody that's listening, maybe you'll get a ride out of one of the 10 or 11 people that listen.
What
Hopefully,
about
that'd be good.
what's like a dream car that you would like to drive, or a truck or anything? Like, what's something that you want to say before you're done that you did?
I don't know. I think a 410 sprint car is pretty badass already.
Yeah.
Do you mean like out on the road
That's
or like on the racetrack?
Anything like
any
just any type
series.
of racing that you would like to do before you're done, before you hang the helmet on the shelf.
I've been watching a lot of Cletus McFarland lately, and some of the drag passes that they do seems pretty nuts. So I'd like to do like a
Yeah.
pass in a dragster or something.
Yeah.
So
I'm good
speaking
with
of
that.
speaking of
Have you ever
Cletus,
been to an NHRA race?
Nope, never.
All right, they're in Dallas in
we
October.
got you. We got you. We'll take you over there.
Yeah,
I'll go.
they run down south of Dallas. It's usually first or second week of October. It's wild ass.
Jim
Like,
and
I've
I
been
got the
around.
opportunity we watched an NHRA event in Ennis from the starting line, and what I learned was that I don't have the ability from the starting line to see who won. It's so it's you can't explain it. The noise, it shakes your whole body. You can feel it in your bones. And it takes a real set to drive those cars.
Yeah, it's
Corby
wild. Sign
it
up.
never has what it takes. You
There's
could never
plenty
drive
of people
one of
who
those.
race them very fast without a set too.
They still have sets, I can tell you.
Metaphorical sets. Oh,
That's
cool.
That's pretty cool. But speaking of Cletus, I've heard rumors, and it hasn't been solidified. Supposedly, there's a racetrack south of town that has a fleet of Crown Vics that you can rent and race. I still think that we all need to do that just so that I can clean out Corby.
You're not going to touch me.
I'm in. I'll go.
Wasn't that in Ennis too, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Big
there's
O.
that Big O. I'm not sure if they still do that or not. It's crapshoot with those
Like
guys. But
how
we'll
fun
see.
would that be to rent the field and just just a bunch of us just go out there?
We'll put your credit card on the crash deposit, Kerbo.
Yeah.
How about them going like
Oh.
160 in a Crown Vic at Talladega?
I
That's
haven't watched that
wild.
video. I heard about
That's
it though.
wild.
Dude, it was
Cleat
nuts.
and Keselowski and Ryan Preece,
Yeah.
Chris Buescher.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, a couple more questions.
Here we go.
If you were gonna start a boy band,
This is a new one.
You and 3 other racers, who would be the 3 that you'd start a boy band with?
If they've got to be drivers,
Or anybody in the racing community.
I go with Ryder. Then
Obviously.
probably with Johnny. And then what's that third one? That's hard. I'll go with my buddy Cooper Miller because he let me drive his car for the first time in America.
There you go.
I think you'll be selling out stadiums.
We'd be
Ryder's
selling
gotta
out
be the bass player or
absolutely
something.
nothing.
And my last question, do you believe that the Americans landed on the moon in 1969?
I heard you ask this question. I think it was to Kevin Ramey in the last episode. And I thought it was the most ridiculous thing ever. I honestly don't care.
Most people don't.
It does not make a difference for me.
It does to mankind.
Does it matter to you?
But he's
Do
over
you
here.
think? Do you think
he's
y'all
over
got
here
it?
living the American dream? He's doing what people
He's doing big things.
can't even imagine doing.
Do you think they got
Standing
to the moon?
outside.
No,
Yes.
I don't think. I don't.
Emphatically.
Go ahead, Jim.
My name's Jim Gardner. I'm from Denison, Texas. We definitely landed on the moon in 1969, and we're going back, I think, this week or something like that.
But
Anyway,
oddly
go on.
enough, it keeps getting pushed back. Corby, did we land on the moon?
No, absolutely not.
I don't think so either.
There
I
you
don't think
go.
it's who like I think Kevin said it. Who put the camera on the deal to make the video? Because you see like all the slow
They
mos
also
of like the
left him.
foot touching.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they left that guy.
they left that guy too after it took back off. So he's still
Is
up
he
there, we think.
is he still flowing down, coming down, flying down to
Yeah.
Earth?
Yeah.
Just
He's just
floating.
cruising.
Just absolutely floating.
You guys are blaspheming.
It was cool,
American
man. It was really cool
badasses.
to get to know you and know some of your story. And I think that it's a lot deeper of a story than a lot of people know. Yeah, there's plenty of punk racers here in America who think, oh, it's just some rich kid from the Netherlands that came over here with everything. And like you're saying, like you showed up with nothing, and you met some dude named Darren at a race that you snuck across into the pits to even meet him.
It's been wild. Like I've
Yeah.
thinking about the stuff that I've had to do to get to the point where I'm at. Like I don't know if I'd do that right now, but like in the time, it all made sense and it all seems worth it. But it's definitely. I would have never thought the first time I came over here, probably just like my parents, that the 3 months was going to be it. I didn't think it was going to be it, but I didn't think, could have never dreamed of being where I'm at now. And like, I'm stuck here now. Like, this is my life.
That's cool, man. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
I'm sure your parents were like, yeah, we'll let him go over there. He'll be there. He'll be back in 4 months selling cars at the car dealership for us.
The day before I left, my dad bought me a new car for back home. And like, he would never tell me, but like, I think a couple months ago, he was like, yeah, I just bought that car because I wanted you to come back after the 3 months. But I had him sell that a couple months ago because I was like, it ain't gonna happen, Dad.
That's
Well,
cool, man. That's a wild story.
I have the
Yeah.
utmost respect for your story and for the dream that you're chasing. I think it's awesome. We will all continue to watch the story and follow
Yeah,
you
we're pulling
and
for you, man. It takes a lot of guts to be your age and fly halfway across the world and sleep on couches and I did a little bit of that when I was your age, and it sucks, and I couldn't do it, but mostly it tells me a lot about you that everybody is willing to put up with you. Guys in the racing industry expect people to work hard and be on time and hold people accountable. So the fact that you got so many people in your corner and giving you opportunities, whether it's in the shop, living with you, anything like that, just says a lot about you. So we're pulling for you, man. It's really cool. What's your next race? What do you got going on?
I think it's gonna be Port City, not this weekend, but the next for the spring fling in the Boland Speed and Performance 1T with Johnny.
All right,
good
good
deal.
deal.
He's been accountable right now, but he didn't have a driver's license, so we'll see here.
I still don't have one. I'm
Yeah.
started the process of getting one. That like you make an appointment and they're like 2 months out, so it's already pissing me off.
That's the easy
Yeah.
part. Wait till you get to the DMV and you just sit and
Well,
first of all, everybody that's sitting around you, you're going, these people do not need driver's license.
luckily he's in Gainesville. I've snuck over the Gainesville DMV, and it's not nearly the zoo that McKinney is, and things closer to town. Maybe it's changed, but anyway.
Yeah, I've got to go to Sherman
Thank-
for my Social Security card, which kind of sucks because that means I got to be closer to Ryder and Kevin. But I guess I'll deal with it for a little bit.
Sherman's up near my territory, man. I live in between Sherman and Ryder, and Clara, where Ryder and them are. So we're
Hey,
out there.
Get you a driver's license and we'll go to the casino.
I'm in.
I'll pick you up. We'll pick you up on our way through Gainesville.
Go to the one by Ryder's house.
That's
We
a
can go
long
there
way.
too. We can
No,
go there too.
that's right by my house. I can look out my garage and see the lights from that one. But
We'll do that. You get your
Corby's in
driver's
Gainesville
license.
all the time playing golf with his new friends.
That's the truth.
Every time I text Corby on a Sunday, he's playing golf in Gainesville, halfway to my house.
There's a golf course in Gainesville?
Yeah, it's on the other side of the
by the
highway
airport.
by the airport.
Called the Corby Sherb Memorial 18
I would say
course.
it's more. I don't know if you're like super familiar with Gainesville. It's a lot closer to Lindsay than it is Gainesville.
Yeah, I know where the airport's at. That makes sense. We're like in town.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Corby will definitely see you on his way to the golf course. Probably at
Maybe
QT
he'll invite you
while
He
you're getting
damn
lunch.
sure doesn't invite us.
Well, all right, dude. It was really cool to meet you and get to know you. And like I said, dude, I wish you the best. Keep chasing, man, and keep some fresh gloves just in case.
Gotta
Cool
change
to
the
watching you rip.
superstitions up.
We appreciate it, man. We're pulling for you. Thanks for being
Thank
on.
you. Yep. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Wout. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Pushing the Cushion podcast. I'm sorry that it was a complete waste of your time. Maybe Corby and Slim will actually learn how to make an interesting podcast before the next one. Who am I kidding? I don't get paid enough for this. We'll see you next time.